Right, I've just slipped up the bush for the morning. Had a big thunderstorm last night, so the ground's nice and moist. Perfect conditions. Still big fog rolling down the valley. So I reckon I'll get onto some deer. I've already seen some pretty fresh tracks. But yeah, today's mission's just to get out of the rat race and be in the bush. No real goals today, just sneak around and see what I see. I've got the big camera on me today, so I might try and get some footage. But yeah, so I'm still testing these boots out, and I'm going to do a review at the end of this video on these LOWA Elite Evos, because after my first impressions video, yeah, they've changed. My opinions have changed on these boots, so stay tuned, and hopefully we can get onto some big brown deer. So you just saw that little stag go through that clearing. What you didn't see is the hind just in front of him. I happened to just look up, look across, and that hind was just making its way through that clearing. So the first thing I did is pulled up, made a solid shooting position, and waited for a stag to come through on her tail. It's exactly what happened, but only a little fella. Been watching it for about 5 minutes now. Nothing else has come through. But yeah, she gave me a little warning that there's deer over there. If I was chasing a stag, there's a good chance there was going to be one tailing her. It's mint conditions, so quiet. All the birds are tweet. Fog's just rolling through. Perfect stalking. I haven't even got a rangefinder on me today. Oh, there's the deer. Right, that was a good morning, wasn't it? Got on to quite a few deer. Geez, there's some feed in the bush at the moment. And yeah, so they're all good nick. I didn't pull the trigger on anything today. I was happy enough just to have a look and get a bit of video. So that was good. But yeah, I want to talk to you about these boots anyway. It's LOWA Elite Evos. I've had them for a couple of months now, and had a couple of good day hunts in them. Haven't done an overnight or anything because I've been too busy working, but been wearing around on the farm and yeah, just general sort of work around the farm, doing that sort of stuff. Just I thought to break them in, but turns out these boots are broken in straight out of the box pretty much. They are super comfy. I don't know what's to go with the leather, whether it's a little bit thinner than the Tibets, but the Tibets took a bit to break in. They're a lot stiffer sole, the Tibets, but yeah, so what do I like about them? They're super comfy. They've got heaps of ankle support. They're not super lightweight. They're not as lightweight as I thought they were when I just saw the picture of what they were going to send me. And I was a little bit hesitant that I thought they might have been a bit soft, but they're stiff enough with enough ankle support that I'd happily go backpacking with these things, and I will be next year. So stay tuned because this is an ongoing review. I'm going to thrash the hell out of these next year and just see how the soles handles the rock and that. But so far I haven't had any slips or trips that you wouldn't have anyway with different pair of boots. It's actually quite an aggressive sole, which I'm pretty happy about actually, because yeah, no, it comes up really good. Today I've been cutting downhill, I've been going up and sneaking around, and yeah, no dramas at all. And been wet all day. Really, I don't know whether it was the dew or because of the rain thunderstorm last night, but everything's wet and the grass is so tall here. I'm literally wet from just above the knees straight down. They have stayed dry most of the morning, but I can feel my socks now. My pants have been soaking into my socks, and that's where the moisture's got. It's ran into my boot, but they are waterproof. I've proven that. Creek crossing there, I walked through it last time, and yeah, no wet boots. I think they are a little bit more breathable than the other boots, and that's due to this little bit of fabric here on both sides. I think that vents a bit of the heat out of your boot. I have been running gaiters on these today, so that's why there's a bit of a dry patch there, but I like to protect my boot, the top of my boot, with a gaiter, and it's a bit snaky too. But the only one thing that I haven't really liked about these boots, and it's just me being lazy, is they got eye loops all the way to the top for your shoelaces, and I'd prefer a hook there so it's a little bit quicker to undo and do up. But saying that, they don't come undone. I haven't had any dramas with them. This model's got like a little locking one eyelet here, so you can sort of do these up and let go of the laces and it will stay tensioned, so then you can sort of have a dual lace tension system going on, which I sort of do with the Tibets as well. But yeah, so that's good, so it won't lose tension when you're doing that. What else? I don't know, I think these are a boot that are going to suit a lot of people. For this sort of hunting, they're just perfect, and time will tell with backpacking. But I've carried out a deer with these on, so I've had a heavy pack on, and I haven't had any dramas with instability or anything. Like, they are softer than the Tibets, but not by a hell of a lot. So if you're looking for something that's still rigid, they're probably on par with a Ranger so far as stiffness in the sole, and that is. Maybe a little bit softer, and maybe they'll get softer as they get older too, but so far I'm absolutely wrapped with these boots. And if you're in the shop or looking online, check them out. They're the LOWA Elite Evos. Gore-Tex lined. They've got the lower sole on them, so they don't have a vibram sole. But to tell you the truth, it's the first boot I've had for a long time that hasn't got a vibram on it. I nearly reckon this is the best sole I've ever had. Super aggressive, nice wide tread, sort of lets the dirt out, as you can see there. I've been through the mud and that today. But yeah, check them out anyway. Head over to lowaboots.com.au and see what you reckon of them. They're not a cheap boot, but I will say to you, if you're starting out and you go into the shop and you look at a pair of boots and you see some lowers there and you try them on and you go, yeah, righto, they're good. And then you see the price tag and you go, oh, I can't afford that. Because these are, you know, a $500 odd boot. My experience is this is one place you do not skimp when you're starting out hunting. I've had cheap boots and they don't last. If you start getting serious hunting, you'll blow out a pair of $200 boots every year. So $500 pair of boots might last, well, my Tibets are 3 years old and I can still wear them. They need to be resold, but you know, they're sort of past that point. So I'm up for a new pair of boots, but I do a fair bit of heavy hunting through that rocky terrain. But yeah, so if you think you can't afford $500 pair of boots, don't go and buy a $200 pair of boots. Just keep saving. Keep saving until you can afford those good boots, because they will last longer, they'll give you more support, they'll be much better boot overall than a cheaper brand. So one thing that you will see in the shops is everything looks good in the shops because it's all brand new, but these are a couple months old and I just had a quick look over them, or a pretty good look over them. There's not one bit of stitching that's even out of place, and that's what'll let you down with a cheap pair of boots. Cheap pair of boots, stitching will start to fray and muck around, and also cheaper pair of boots where the leather and the material they're made out of and the sole meets, they'll separate somewhere along the line, and they just fall apart on you. So save your money, wait for your birthday, do whatever you need to do, get yourself into a pair of LOWA boots. You will not regret it. And people that I've hunted with that have used lower quality boots, and I've finally convinced them to get into some lowers, have done nothing but praise me ever since, because they couldn't believe that a pair of boots could be this good, and it changes your experience in the bush. If your feet are comfortable, they're not rubbing, they're not getting hot spots, they're not getting blisters, they're supported, the lace system, the boot, the fit, everything is just, you almost feel invincible going through the bush, and that's how you need to be comfortable in the bush, safe in the bush. So save your money, get into a pair of lowers, pick a model that suits you. There's all different models. There's really softer boots, I think Renegades or whatever they're called, right up to your Tibets, and then you go into your mountaineering type boots as well. But anywhere in between, these guys sort of sit in that middle spot, stiff enough to go hardcore, soft enough to stalk. I highly recommend not just LOWA, but this actual model of boot too. Can't wait to give them a good go next year. So stay tuned on the channel. I will be back out there. It's not going to be till next year, but it's going to be a big year. Righto, so there you go. Just about back to the truck. Didn't get a hell of a lot of hunting content into this video. The main motivation behind it was to do a bit of a follow-up review on these boots. So I hope you've enjoyed that. I hope you enjoyed some of the footage. Got some good close stuff, hopefully, of that hind stamping their foot and honking at me a bit. And yeah, anyway, stay tuned. Hopefully next year will be a big one. And hope everyone enjoys their Christmas and has a happy and safe New Year. Yeah, thanks for watching. So, thanks to all the people that ordered a hat and supporting the channel that way. And might do another run of them next year. We'll see. Yeah, cheers anyway.